Welcome back to another segment of Manifest with SI Power. You better get it while the getting is good. So, world overcoming, being a world changer, right? Meaning changing your own world and impacting and influencing others to do the same. So, you're not going to be able to be a world overcomer, be a world changer, right? By violating Romans 12:2 and following the pattern of this world. So let me just go ahead and just charge you up, right? When you say I am successful, you're bringing increase on you. When you say I am a failure or I am a loser, you're bringing decrease to you. So what I'm trying to show you is that you're going to have to cultivate and step into your true identity. You're going to have to esteem your self-esteem. You're going to have to raise your self-confidence. You're going to have to raise your self-belief. You're going to have to increase your knowingness. You're going to have to increase your beingness. You're going to have to increase your self-value. You're going to have to increase your self-worth. And you're going to have the boldness and the audacity to declare, to decree, to confess. Confession brings possession. Confession brings possession. Confession brings possession. You got to declare and decree that I am worthy. I am good enough. I am enough. I am deserving. I'm deserving of the absolute best that life can offer me. I'm deserving of the absolute best that life can offer me. I'm deserving of the absolute best that life can offer me. I'm good enough to receive the absolute best that life has for me. I'm worthy to receive the absolute best that life has to offer me. That means opulence. That means extravagance. That means elegance. That means eloquence. That means increase. That means surplus. That means opportunity. That means favor. That means fortune. That means everything you touch turns to gold. That means everything that you touch turns to gold. That means you can say that the universe is rigged in your favor. That means that you can proclaim that everything always works out for your highest good and for the highest good of all concerned. You're going to have to raise your self-confidence. You're going to have to raise your self-belief. You're going to have to raise your self-esteem. You're going to have to raise your knowingness. You're going to have to step into your beingness. You're going to have to raise your self-value. Whatever you think it is, 10x it. You're going to have to raise your self-worth. Whatever you think it is, 10x it or 100x it. You're going to have to proclaim, I am worth it. 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 You're going to have to saturate. You're going to have to inundate. You're going to have to overflow your brain, your reptilian brain, with these affirmations, these proclamations, these declarations, these decrees, these confessions. Whatever it takes. Neville said there is no one to convince except self. No one to persuade except self. No one to make believe except self. No one to make known except self. Remember, an assumption, though it be false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. An assumption, though it be false, if persisted in, shall harden into fact. Remember in the Bible about going to the unjust judge with a request? You're going to have brazen impudence, right? You're going to have to persist. As Bob Proctor used to say, everybody has their persistence test they got to pass. Everybody has their persistence test they got to pass. Everybody has their persistence test that they have to pass. Don't be like in the book, Acres of Diamond. Get right up on everything you want. You didn't put in all this time. You didn't put in all this work. You didn't cry. You didn't want to give up many a times. Get there, right there to receive it, and quit at the very end. Everybody has a persistence test they got to pass. Everybody got a persistence test they got to pass. Everybody has a persistence test they got to pass.